in the power group. We are here to expose people to the principles of impact shared by leaders who have excelled in their field so that our members can apply these to their daily life. And we want to ensure that everyone can be anything in whatever they chooses in life. All right, so I want to use this opportunity to welcome you to this meeting this evening. So please do well to reach out to your APs, to your regional group, and to your friend, because it's going to be the best of the time today. All right, without further ado, I would like to go to the next item, which is testimony. So if you have a testimony, you are lucky, you should raise your hand and you have 2 minutes to share your testimony. So as we are doing that, I want us to go to our different region to ensure that we remind them that we are live already, because our guest that we have tonight is she's very, very loaded, I can tell you. And this topic, you don't want anyone to miss it. So if you are there and you still have testimony, I would like you to raise your hand. What? So I have a testimony. I will start from myself, right? So I give glory to God. I thank God for what He has been doing and what He has done. A few days ago, I went out and, I had to do something. I was in an hurry. And, I had to board a bike. And at a point, the bike man was trying to come out from a corner. Don't know where that vehicle was coming at very full speed. But we thank God that even though it not caused that, but there was no scratch on both I and the bike man, right? And we thank God for safety. We thank God for protection. Thank God that there is no cause. I thank God that there is no cause that I'm not able to be here this evening, because God protects us. Glory! I give glory to you. All right. Yes, I can see some hand up. Okay, yes, that's good. I can see our General Secretary. Good evening, ma. All right, over to you, ma. Thank you so much.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, family. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I want to first of all thank God for the gift of life. He added another year to my twin and I today. We're a year older today, and I want to thank God that it was a very, very beautiful day. I want to thank God that we are alive and well. I want to thank God that none of us are in the hospital. I want to thank God that I can call my twin and we still celebrate today together, even though we're in different continents. It was just a very, very beautiful one. From the calls to the messages, my hands were cramping up. Like, I was going out and I kept on getting calls back to back, and it was a very, very beautiful one. I also want to thank God for the gift of the power group. Oh, the videos were beautiful. Thank you so much. I felt the love so much here. Thank you. God bless you. And I often thank God that on Monday there was something I was waiting for, and on Sunday around 12 p.m. I got it. And on Monday I had to quickly go and sort it out in another country. I thank God that I traveled and I came back, and there were no casualties. I want to thank God that he has been faithful and he has been pulling through for me. Now I'll come back to give a very, very big testimony by the grace of God. Glory!
Amen. Glory.
Thank you so much, ma, for what you've done. And we pray that as you celebrate a new year, to be more of God's blessing, a new season for you in Jesus' name. Thank you so much, Ma. We cannot thank you enough for all you've done for us. I believe there's the time we celebrate after. Glory! Yes, that's our beautiful and amazing General Secretary. Happy birthday to you once again and your twin. God bless you. All right. Without further ado, we'll be moving to the next item, which is affirmation, which will be taken by Miss Arewa Ola. Good evening, Ma.
Good evening, sir. Good
Oh,
evening, Penny.
I think
No, so much and happy birthday to you. Wonderful back. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Good evening, Mrs. Simisaji and all present cordially observed. It is time for affirmation. We can all unmute our mic and repeat after me. Thank you. My path grows brighter with time.
My path grows
My
brighter with
path
time.
grows brighter with time.
I grow progressively.
I
I
grow
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 progressively.
progressively.
My life is upward, forward.
My
my
life
Life
is
is
Life is
upward
upward
and
upward
forward.
and forward.
glory.
Glory!
Hooray!
Glory, glory, glory. Glory be to God. Thank you so much for that beautiful affirmation, Sis Arewa. All right. I can see our speaker is here. Glory. Wow, she joined in very, very early. All right. So please, if you haven't tell your people, it's better now you inform them, because after the next item, our speaker will be speaking, and I'm telling you, this is an important topic we want anyone to miss. All right. The next on our agenda is the book review, which I will be taking. If you have noticed, from since last week, there is a book that everyone is expected to read, right? And I will tell you that if you have the time to go through the book, you will really enjoy reading it. The name of the book is Atomic Habits by James Clear. And sincerely, this is a book that will really change your perspective, really change your ways of things. I have just gone through some few chapters of the book, and I was wowed, because I wasn't expecting the usual things from that book, right? So the book is divided into 4 general parts, and the first part is the foundation, second part is the first law, the third part is the second law and habits, and the third part, the fourth law and activities. So I'll be reviewing the foundation part, which is subdivided into 3 topics. The first topic there is the surprising power of atomic habits. Second one is how your habits shape your identity, and the third one is how habits works. Starting from the atomic power of habits, the writer said that he told a story, right? That how habits can change your life. That is what you do. A lot of time we find ourselves doing things unconsciously, because we have done those activities at some point. And what shocked me from this chapter is that the man said that everybody have a goal, both a successful person and a failure. And I was like, wow. And sincerely, if you look at it, you see that that's true. But the man said that the writer said, what differentiates a successful someone and the person that failed is that how their habits. See, habits may look something small, or at the beginning, it will not even have an effect. And the guy talk about a 1% change every day, right? So he said from those activities, he was able to differentiate 4 problems. And he said that Problem number one, the winner and loser have the same goal. Said yes. Everyone going to the Olympic want to win gold, right? But you see that some people they won gold, some won bronze, and some even came last. They are out even at the screening stage. And it was like, what is the cause? It's because of the system, not even the goal now. Which system have you built to sustain that goal? And from that, he mentioned the problem too. He said, achieving a goal is only a momentary change. What it means is that, okay, yes, I plan every day to tidy my room. Okay, I plan to tidy the room because everything is scattered. But he said that if you don't set up an habit, a system to always take care of one thing or the other, then you start getting bored, you start getting tired, right? And that leads to problem 3, which he said, goal restricts your happiness. And I was like, wow. And you see, some people will say that when they achieve some goal, they are unable to continue those goals. And because that now leads to problem 4, where he said that goals are odds with long-term process. At times, our goals are too short-sighted to align with the long-term ways. So that's in the chapter 1, it's talking about how your habits can bring to self-improvement, how habits can be even a motivation and even also otherwise. And what he is emphasizing from that part is that no matter how little your goals are, you have to build an habit, a system, a process that makes that goal work. And that leads us to topic 2, which is habits, how your habits shape your identity. And sincerely, this is another part you don't want to believe, because he mentioned that there are 3 layers of behavior change. He said that there is the outcome, the process, and the identity. And this chapter 2 really talk about identity. And he said that people say, oh, I want to lose weight, I want to become rich, I want to read more books. But he said that there are some way that you put some words that are not that do not show that the action, the identity, right? For example, he used the one of a smoker. He said that the first person said that, okay, someone offered him a smoke and said, oh no, don't worry, I'm trying to quit. And said another person said, no, I am not a smoker, even though the person is a smoker. But because he has started living, he has started identifying himself that I am not a smoker. From then I said that I am trying to quit. So that at the end of the day, the person who said I am trying to quit will actually quit. But the person who is saying, I am trying to quit may not even be able to quit. But that is affirming that I am not a smoker. That is why I love our affirmation, because it tells us who we are. And that is why our convention told us that this year we have to activate our wordometer, and which we are advised to do every day, right? Declare who you are. This is showing that a conscious habit, if you are doing it every day, you see that you are working towards that. It will be achievable. I've listened to a lot of our leaders here, and at the times, I remember about that he said that he wrote what he wants to achieve every day on his fan, and he said as he wants to sleep, he will see it. By the side of the bed, he will see it. So sincerely, this Atomic Habit by James Clear is a very good book that you should read, and I believe that we are reading it right. So I want to stop at this point by telling us that our habits will clearly define how we become. Our habits would show what we have been building over years, and our identity emerge out of our habits. Every action that we are doing is contributing bit by bit to our habits. So at this point, I would like to stop at the book review, and I will want you and I to ensure that as we are going back, if you have not read the book, try and read, and even recommend it to your friend, your invitees. Tell them that, oh, this is the book we are reading for the month in the Power Group, and they really, really thank you so much. All right, to the next on our agenda is our beloved speaker, right? Let me now tell you before we call our speaker in, I want you to check, is your AP in? Is your AP in? If your AP is not in, go and tag them. Call on your invitee, because this is a very important place you don't want to miss. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss it at all. And if they are complaining that, oh, Zoom, I'm having issue with Zoom, tell them to go to our YouTube at the Power Group. You'll find us on YouTube and they can stream from there. All right, without further ado, I would like to welcome our speaker, Ayodele Esther Abiodun, RN, MPH, BNSC. Let us unmute our mic and welcome her the Power Group way. Good evening, ma. You're welcome.
Good evening, ma.
Good
You're
evening, ma.
welcome,
You're
ma.
welcome,
You're welcome.
ma.
Good evening.
Good evening, ma. You're welcome, ma.
All right.
You're welcome, ma.
Good evening, ma. You're welcome, ma.
Oh, all righty. Good evening, ma. Hello, good evening, ma. Is Ayodele Esther?
I think she got logged out because of network.
Oh, okay. I think she's back in. All right. While we wait for her.
Yeah, I can see her. Nurse Esther. Good evening, ma. Can you hear
Good
us, ma?
evening.
I think our mic is not connected. Ma, if you can hear us, your mic is not connected. Your audio is not connected. So if you look on the main screen, you would see the audio option. You can click on it rather to connect to us with your audio, ma.
All right. I think she left.
Okay.
All right.
Okay then.
Uh,
Please go on, sir.
all right. Before our
Good evening, everyone. Good morning, good
mommy.
afternoon from around the world.
Good evening,
Whilst
sir.
I greet you very specially, Mr. Jeremiah. How's your day been?
Very fine, sir.
I don't know if it's my network, but it's almost like I'm not hearing your feedback.
Good
Can
evening,
everyone?
sir.
Okay, you can hear me. Oh, beautiful,
I can
beautiful.
hear you, sir.
So, what are we doing today? What is that thing that has made our day super special? If you know, please put it in the chat box. Okay, is our speaker ready? But whilst the speaker is getting ready, could you please put in the chat box what we're doing? What do you think we're doing? If you know, who are we celebrating? Oh boy, it feels like my birthday, honestly. So I've been getting happy birthday. I've been getting happy birthday vibes. Sorry if my background is a bit airy. I'm taking a walk. It's a month of our healthy place. And some of us have a challenge to do 10,000 steps minimum twice a week, and 5,000 steps every day of the week. I'm just about to complete my final lap. All right. So is our speaker ready now? Because we want to come back and, celebrate our Secretary General, the very special Noskini. Pharmacy Adele or Mrs. Simi, can you give me a feedback to that? So we don't keep our distinguished members waiting.
Okay, so
Can I
our
get a
speaker
feedback?
is back.
Okay. Is our mic connected now?
Yes, sir. Mic is connected, sir.
Awesome. Okay, over to you, Mr. Jeremiah. You're
All
welcome,
right.
Ma.
Good evening, ma. You're welcome. All right. It is time to learn from our speaker, and she's speaking to us about essential. Okay, before you say I do, essential health test every couple must take. All right, without no further ado, I would like to welcome our speaker, Ayodele Esther Abiodun, RN, MPH, BNSC. Let us unmute our mic and welcome her the Power Group way. Good evening, ma.
Good
You're
evening,
welcome.
Nurse
You're welcome, ma.
Esther.
Good evening, ma. You're welcome, ma.
Good evening, ma.
You're welcome.
Good
Over.
evening, ma.
So, good evening, everyone.
Good
I'm
evening,
so
ma.
glad to be here. Please, I want us to be sure that you can hear me loud and clear. Yes, sir.
Loud
Good
and
evening,
clear,
sir.
ma. Thank
Please,
you.
can we all hear me loud and clear?
Yes,
Loud
ma.
and clear. You're welcome, ma.
Okay. Um.
Loud and clear, ma. Fire, ma.
All right. All right. All right. So, once again, I want to say good evening to everyone, and I'm so glad to be amongst you. And I also want to appreciate everybody for this opportunity. I want to appreciate the host. Thank you very much, and also all the executives. And I also want to greet everybody for attending this meeting. I really appreciate everyone. Can we please celebrate ourselves, please? Let's celebrate ourselves. So, tonight here, this is 9:25 p.m. in Nigeria here. So we'll be discussing on the topic essential health test every couple must take. So I think they've introduced me. That's why I don't want to introduce myself. And we also have a long way to go. So what do we mean by essential? Essential means something that is very, very important. It means something that is very crucial. Then talking about health tests. What are health tests? Health tests are healthy tests that must be taken. These are the tests that pertains to our body system. Now, talking about couple, I would have put it this way, that it should be intending couples, because once a man and a woman comes together and they become a couple, they are no more an intending couple. But intending couples are people that are not yet joined, either traditionally, legally, or in holy matrimony together. So now putting everything together, what are the essential health tests every intending couple must take? And a couple consists of a man, a matured man, and a matured woman who wants to be joined together so as to become husband and wife. So before getting married, intending couples are often advised or legally required in some countries. Let me even say all over the world. Now, leaving countries in general, talking about the family, talking about the environment, then before we move to the country, to undergo some certain medical laboratory tests. And these tests, they help to ensure both partners, both the male and the female, they are aware of the potential health risks to prevent certain hereditary conditions and protect the public health and protect the health of everybody in general. Because I would like to tell us tonight that if one couple has a medical problem, it can be linked and it can affect anybody that surrounds them. So talking about essential health tests is not even about the couple alone. What about the life that they want to bring to life, the children? What about the future of the children? What about other people that are related to them that is going to affect? So essential health test is very, very important for intending couples, not even because of them alone, but also because of everybody that surrounds them, their family, the community, the society at large, and the general public. Please, can you still hear me loud and clear? Can you still hear me
Yes,
loud and clear,
ma'am.
please? All right. All right. So now, talking about essential tests, there are some some major ones that we all know, because I know that it's not as if we don't know about it before. So I'm going to pick the major ones, and I'm going to tell us how we can do the test and also the importance of doing the test. So the first test here is the blood group and the rhesus factor. The rhesus factor test that determines each partner's blood type. You know, we have blood group A, B, AB, and O. That makes it 4. I don't know if we are familiar with it, because everybody just know that, you know, that some people don't know the differences between blood group and genotype. So for blood groups, we have 4 types of blood group. We have blood group A, we have blood group B, we have AB, then we have O. Then what does rhesus factors mean? I don't know if anybody or any one of us have been to the hospital before, and we did our blood group, and they said maybe you are A positive, or you are O positive, or O negative. That positive and the negative sign on the blood group is what we call the rhesus factor. So the rhesus factor can either be positive or negative, but majority of everybody has a positive rhesus factor, while only few have a negative rhesus factor. Now, how does blood group and rhesus factor, how does it affect an intending couple? Or why is it essential for an intending couple to do a blood group test and rhesus factor? One of the importance is that they have to check their rhesus incompatibility or compatibility. If the wife's blood group is blood group O, and she's O negative, the rhesus is negative, and the husband's blood group is blood group O, and the rhesus is positive, that means they have rhesus incompatibility. Talking about rhesus factor, they are not compatible. So if a O positive and a O negative gets married together, it's possible that the woman will start losing her pregnancy very early, maybe within 4 weeks and 12 weeks of gestation, or within 4 weeks and 16 weeks of gestation, she will lose the pregnancy. She may lose the first one and the second one. Now, the third pregnancy can still develop into a full baby. But people will be wondering, why is she losing her pregnancy? And they'll be like, we call it miscarriage. What is actually happening? That means they didn't do their rhesus compatibility test. But if a negative rhesus and if both of them are both negative and negative, then for their rhesus factor, they are what? They are both compatible. So talking about blood group, everybody can have, in fact, the intending couples can have the same blood group. They can be both blood group A, blood group B, then O, or AB. But the main thing, or let me say the most important factor with that blood group is the rhesus compatibility. So only a rhesus negative and negative can marry each other. A rhesus negative and a rhesus positive cannot marry each other. Okay, what if the couples don't do this rhesus test before they get married? What's going to happen? I've already explained it, that the woman will be having miscarriage, and even if she had a third pregnancy, the pregnancy can still survive. But what is going to happen once they now discovered that maybe the woman is the one that is rhesus negative and the husband is positive? By 28 weeks of pregnancy, they will give the woman Rogam's injection. Now, if she couldn't take the Rogam injection at 28 weeks of gestation, within 72 hours of birth, once they give birth to the baby, then they give the baby's Rogam injection. That's if the baby is rhesus positive. Immediately the baby is born, they will take the baby's blood sample again, then check. But if the baby is rhesus negative, that's fine. But if the baby is also rhesus positive, then they will give the RhoGAM injection. Now, the second most important health test that must be done by intending couples is screening for sexually transmitted diseases or sexually transmitted infections that most of us, we don't even care about it. And this is very important because nowadays, according to study all over the world, one of the major causes of infertility, both in men and women, is a poorly treated sexually transmitted diseases. Now, if couples are intending to get married, these are things that they won't even put in mind. For example, couples that are Christians, we believe that there is no sex before marriage, no sexual activities before marriage, according to what the scripture says, that we should keep the bed undefiled. Now, if you are in courtship with a brother or you are in courtship with a sister, then you now ask the brother that, okay, we need to go to the hospital today to go and do a sexually transmitted infection test. How will the brother feel? Or how will the other party feel? But that is the truth, regardless of how spiritual we are, it must be done. It is very, very important. And what are the sexually transmitted infections that we can do the test? We have HIV/AIDS, the common one that we know, syphilis, hepatitis B and C. In fact, let me say hepatitis A, B, C. B is the commonest one that we know, but C is very deadly, and A too is more deadlier. So these tests, they are very, very important to do. We should not be limited to blood group alone. Then we have chlamydia and gonorrhea tests. In fact, in males fertility study, gonorrhea is one of the major sexually transmitted infections that causes infertility in men. Because I know that nowadays in this part of the world, everybody believes that women are the ones. Whenever there is infertility in a family, they believe that women are the ones that should carry the burden, that it's the woman that is being affected. No, it's not like that. Sometimes it's the man. We are going to get to that, so I don't want to emphasize more for now. And why? Why are we doing sexually transmitted infections tests? It's just to protect both partners and to reduce the risk of transmitting infections to children. Do we know that if a woman has sexually transmitted infections and is poorly treated before the woman gets pregnant, it can affect the fetus, the unborn baby. And that's why most babies always have congenital abnormalities when they are being given birth to. And you'll be like, what's happening? Is it my village people? They are not one's village people. I've seen a baby that was delivered before from experience, a newborn baby, and from the baby's head to toe, it was full of rashes. Let me just use a general language. It looks like an eczema. And you'll be like, why is this baby's skin like this? So from study, we learned that the father had syphilis before the wife got pregnant. And the syphilis was poorly treated and it affected the child. And do we also know that even most sexually transmitted infections that are poorly treated, either in male or female, before they get pregnant, it can affect the child's sight. It can even affect their sense of hearing sometimes, most especially when all these sexually transmitted infections are viral and they are poorly treated. Then another very, very important screening or test that an intending couple should do is the genetic screening. We call it genetic or carrier screening, which was it checks for inherited genetic disorders like sickle cell anemia. So how are we going to know this? Like I told us earlier when I started, I said people don't know the difference between blood group and genotype. And I've explained blood group to us that there are four: blood group A, B, blood group A, blood group B, AB, and O. But talking about genotype, we have AA, we have AS, we have AC, we have SC, then we have SS, which we call our normal sickle cell. Then there are some people that they are AC as well. So while you are doing all these tests, you have to check for the genetic or carrier screening too. Carrier means, is this man or woman, is he or she a carrier? Who is a carrier? A carrier is somebody that is carrying either S or C as part of their genotype. All of us everybody are very, very familiar with AA. If you ask some people here now, probably maybe they've not done their genotype, but they'll tell you they are AA. Let me give us an example. Myself, I remember growing up, my dad always tell me that I'm AA. So I believed my parents. So if anybody asks me, I'll say I'm AA without doing any screening. Now I went for youth service. Even on my youth service card, I still wrote AA O positive. Thank God the O positive was right. Now during my service year, I was opportunity to serve at a general hospital. So I was just like, let me try and do my blood group and genotype, at least for fun. So I did it the first time. My genotype was AS. God Almighty, God I beg you. I did it the second time. I repeated it, the same thing. The third time, the same thing. So I was like, So that means if I don't do this test and I'm in a relationship with a brother and we refuse to check our genotype, and the brother too will now assume that he's AA as well. Maybe he's now AS. Before you know it, we just give out to SS. So the basic of it is that talking about genotype, intending couples, before a couple say yes, I do. In fact, once the brother approaches the sister, before the sister say yes, I do, maybe after prayer, that is the question, the first thing you should ask for. Have you done your genotype? Because it's one of the most essential. It was because I wanted to emphasize more on that, why I didn't put it as number one. It's one of the most essential. And I know that all of us, not if we are not familiar with it, we know it. So only AA and AA partners are the most compatible to get married to each other because none of them is a carrier. The man is not a carrier, the woman too is not a carrier. Now, AS and AA2, they are compatible because only one person is a carrier. So they have the probability of giving birth to AS and AA children. It's as if they are reproducing themselves. No matter how many they give birth to, there will be one or two AS there. Then while others will be AA. But AA will still be the most dominant because only one of the partner is a carrier. So now we should know tonight that anybody that is carrying S or C is a carrier. So that's why we call it genetic or carrier screening. Now, what about AC and AS? AC and AS, they are not compatible. Why? because they will always have a child that will be a carrier, SC. And it may not even be one, it may be two. It depends on the number of children that they have. SC, you will be thinking that what is different between SC and SS? SC is just a younger brother or a younger sister to SS. They are the same thing. But SC still has a lower risk than SS. But yes, they are still family members. So if a man, one of the partner, let me use one of the partner is AS and the other partner is AC, it is not advisable to get married to each other. Now, what about AS and AS? That one is the most worst. Is the most worst because they will give birth to children that are carriers. As many children, in fact, I've seen AS and AS getting married to each other before, and the whole 3 children that they had, they were class. They were all carriers. So in that case, what do you want them to do? Maybe they've been thinking that since they are AS and AS, at least they will have 2 AA and 2 SS or no SS at all. God will do it. Blood genotype can change. Yes, I believe in miracle too. Yes, I know our God is a miracle worker. But sometimes we should not put God to test when we know the right thing to do. Then what about AA getting married to SS? Because that one too is very, very rampant. You will see SS patients that will be looking for AA patient to get married to. If we have AA patient that is in love with SS patient, just that the AA patient should be, maybe the AA patient is either the male or the female, they should be ready for the responsibility of taking care of their partners. Once they're ready to take care of their partners, they are good to go. But the only issue is that all their children will be carriers. Or every children that the marriage is going to produce is going to be, the genotype is going to be AS, AS, AS. But AS and SS, they are not compatible. So the best genotype to get married to each other is AA and AA, or AA and AS. Then AA and SS too, they can get married. But AS and AC, it is not advisable because they will have children that will be younger brother of SS. Then what are other region, specific conditions? So what are other tests too that a woman should, the couple should do, while they are planning to get married? Another one that people don't really emphasize on is our rubella test. We call it German measles. Growing up, as part of the normal WHO immunization routine, I think from maybe 1980 something, can't really remember well, they included measles as part of the routine immunization. So a woman, it is very, very important in a woman. That's why I'm emphasizing a woman. A woman should check. There is a way to check a woman's blood if she actually had that rubella vaccine when she was young. It's being given from 9 months, then the second dose will be given at 15 months. That is the normal WHO standard in Nigeria right now. But sometimes they still give at 9 months and at 12 months, depending on the health facility. And I think they did a routine immunization for children in Nigeria now, whereby they vaccinated them against rubella. So a woman should do a test. There's a test that she can do. We call it immunity test, to test whether she is immune to rubella. Why? If she is not immune to rubella and she gets pregnant, the possibility that the child can have defect or congenital rubella syndrome is very, very is very sure. Let me say it's 90% sure. Now, from experience, there was a friend of mine. While she was pregnant, she had measles. After she had measles, she had chickenpox while pregnant. Apart from having measles and chickenpox, she really took good care of herself. But those viruses that causes measles and chickenpox, they can cross the placenta to affect the unborn child. And the child is going to have congenital rubella syndrome. And one of its manifestations is spina bifida. So when she gave birth to the child, this is a real life story. The child had spina bifida just because she had measles while pregnant. Now imagine if a woman was not vaccinated against measles. What's going to happen to the unborn child? So it's just like that. So it's just like it's a risk for a woman not to have rubella vaccine when the woman is young. So some people may ask that, okay, what if the woman did not have rubella vaccine when she was young? She can still have it as an adult. We have adult dose. We call it MMR, measles, mumps, and rubella. 3 vaccines in one. And it's in 2 doses that can be taken, and the husband too can take it. So what are other tests that we don't even think about while getting married, apart from the blood group, apart from the genotype or the genetic screening test, apart from the rubella, then apart from the sexually transmitted infections? We have other ones too, like tuberculosis, especially if the intending couples are living in an area where there is an outbreak of tuberculosis. And another thing that I want to emphasize on is that at birth in Nigeria, according to WHO standard, and in some other countries too, they always give children, a newborn baby, BCG vaccines to prevent them from tuberculosis. So if, as an adult, the person had already had the injection, the vaccination rather, there is a way to check for it. We have our tuberculin skin test to check if the person has been immunized against tuberculosis. But if the intending couples are living in an area where tuberculosis is, where there is an outbreak of tuberculosis, and both partners, they've not been vaccinated, or they did a test and they discovered that they don't have the tuberculin in their system, the next thing for them to do before they get married or before they think of getting pregnant is to get vaccinated. Yes, you may be thinking, as an adult, can I still take BCG? Yes, you can still take the vaccine to prevent you from having tuberculosis. Now, before we start asking our questions, I want to emphasize more on the sexually transmitted infections. I'm talking about this from an experience from a fertility clinic. This is a study that I studied about for like 3-4 years. Then I discovered that most times in fertility clinics and even at homes, women are always being blamed for not being fertile. But I want to tell us that whenever an intending couples are planning to get married, after doing all the tests that I've listed and that I've told us earlier, fertility test is very, very important, just as other tests too are important. You may be wondering, fertility test, how? We are children of God now. Yes, I've seen a brother and a sister that they were both virgins, and yet it was very hard for them to conceive. So going for fertility tests, there are some tests that a man should do. And also, there are some fertility tests too that a woman should do. They are going to check their hormone profile. I just want to break it down so that we can actually understand what I'm saying. I don't want to be using all these big medical grammars. So there are some tests that should be conducted on both of them to test if they are both compatible to get married and to test if they are both fertile. Because I won't deceive us, I have seen a case before in a fertility clinic from the study I told you about that we discovered that the woman does not have a womb. And they've been trying, praying. What happened? Not having a womb, was it congenital? Like, congenital means, was she born like that? What happened? Maybe did she have a surgery? Is her womb damaged? It was congenital. She was giving birth to without womb. And she had not been seeing her menstrual flow. And she did not deem it fit to tell the brother she got married to. Now, this can be prevented if they both did fertility tests before they got married. At least from the hormonal profile, they discovered that some hormones are missing. They discovered that some hormones are missing. Then they will now ask her to go and do an ultrasonography scan, that our normal pelvic USS scan. That is when the doctor will now discover that this woman is wombless. On the other hand, so do we know that I have seen a case whereby a man, they are both married, but the man has anospermia. They've been praying for over 10 years to conceive. What is anospermia? As in his sperm cannot even, I don't want to speak Yoruba because we are not Yoruba. His sperm cannot even, it can't produce a child. Let me just say it that way. Anospermia, in the sperm, there is no life cell there. I wanted to use one simple English. No life cell. So everything he and the wife has been doing since all these days is like, it's just as if he's just pouring water or pouring Vaseline in the woman's vagina, and that's it. So, and the man did not know, and the family member of the man has been accusing the in-laws, they've been accusing the wife that she's this, she's that, and the wife she's fine. So there are so many things to consider before getting married. Fertility test is very, very important. Now, to round it up, if in an intending couples, let's say the lady had already said that, and you now discover, maybe you now went to the hospital, you now discover that the man is AS, and you as a female to your AS, or it is the male, or it is vice versa, they are both AS. Don't listen to anything. Don't let anybody cajole you. And we should also tell our younger ones too that nobody should cajole them. Don't let love say. They say love is blind, love is blind. Marriage is an eye opener. And when you start visiting clinics, when you start visiting from
I need to cut you off, Ma. Ma, your audio is breaking off. Are you using headphones, Ma?
No, I'm not.
If
Can
we
you hear me
can't hear you very clearly.
Okay.
It was okay until maybe like a minute ago. So you've
Yeah,
been
something changed.
perfectly heard. Something just changed just a minute ago.
Okay. What about now?
It's still the same. It's not
It's
better
my
yet.
network. What about
So we
now?
may
Can
just
you hear
need,
me now?
maybe we need to just manage it if it's the network.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you,
Can
Miss
you hear
Kenny.
me now? I think I have to leave my location. Can you hear me loud and clear now?
So you sound far away, but we can hear you. So we'll just need to strain, and that's okay. Since you're at the tail end of this very beautiful
Okay.
masterclass. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm almost done. So let me just stay here and see if my network is fine here. Please, can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, we can hear you, ma.
Yes, ma'am.
Clearer
Can
now.
you hear me?
It's very clear now.
Yeah, it's better now,
Oh, okay.
ma.
Thank you very much. Oh, okay. Thank you very much, ma. So so as I was saying, don't let anybody cajole you. There is no way out. They say love is like preparing an eye opener. But what about the stress that comes out of it? Anytime you want to take a step of getting married, then we did all these tests, then we discovered that one partner is lagging behind in one area or we are not compatible. The best thing to do is to say goodbye. Why? Because of the future of the unborn children. I won't say unborn child because some people will still want more than one child. Because of the future of the unborn children, the stress that the family is going to go through, most especially the woman. And after the stress, what about the society that is going to be affected? Then what about the public health issue that is going to become? Like presently, I work in an hemato-oncology ward. We take care of children that have sickle cell. I see the stress that their parents pass through. I see the stress that the children themselves pass through. Then the stress that we health workers that we pass through because we have blood running in our veins too. You cannot see a child crying of pain with high temperature, and you've given all analgesics of this world. You've given them all pain relievers, and yet the pain is not being relieved. Even you too, sometimes we cry. Not that we will not cry in front of patients, but I think we feel their pains. So before an intending couple can take any step before getting married, after doing all these tests and discovered that one of the partners we are not compatible in one way or the other, the best thing to do before the relationship is deep is to what? Is to cut ties, explain things to each other amicably, then leave. Now, finally, there is a video going on TikTok about one of our actors, a female actor. Her name is Professor Usheria. She said we should be addressing her as Professor Dr. Mrs. Usheria. I saw her video crying. What happened? She was narrating how she got married to her husband. They both knew that they are not genetically compatible because she's AS and the man too is AS. But the man cajoled her. Probably maybe because the man wanted to marry a star. He wanted to marry a public figure. He got married to her, or maybe she is very rich. He got married to her. Only God knows why. She too, because I don't know, maybe she was blinded with love. She got married to him. They gave birth to only one child. And that child happens to be a sickle cell patient of blessed memory. He's dead now. Now she's feeling the pain. But before the child died, she said from the interview that she went through a lot. She spent a lot of money. She was stressed. And even in death, now that the child is dead, she still feels the pain. And to date, she had not given birth to any child. And that husband that cajoled her then left her even before the child died in the midst of the struggles. So that we will not be left alone in the midst of troubles. It doesn't really worth it. It doesn't really worth getting married and yet we will not have peace of mind or bringing to the world a child to come and suffer, which is not advisable. So this is where I'm going to round up my lectures for tonight. I hope we really understand it, and I hope we enjoyed it. Thank you very much. So I would like to entertain our questions now. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, man. Let us commit our mic and let us thank our wonderful speaker this evening.
Thank you so much, ma. God bless you.
Thank you so much,
Thank
ma.
you, ma.
God
God
bless
bless
you, ma.
you, ma.
Thank you, ma.
Thank you so much, ma. Bless you, ma.
Thank you so much, Ma. Nurse Ayodele Esther
you,
Abiodun.
ma.
We really appreciate you for the wonderful time you have with us. All right, so our time is fast spent. I don't know if anyone will try to ask any question, right? Thank you so much, Ma. If anyone wants to try to reach out to you, can you please help us with your, okay? Oh, wow. With your Instagram handle or anything. All right. Okay, I have one question here. All right. That will be our question for today. All right, Ma, Mrs. Akibile Adibola, our head of the university from Ibadan Region 1. All right, Ma, over to you, Ma.
Thank you very much, ma,
Hello,
for
good
that.
evening.
Good evening. Am I being heard? My network is not very good here too. Am I being
Yes, Ma.
heard?
Yes, Ma.
Okay.
Yes, Ma. Cloud.
Thank you very much. I'd like to thank our convener, Mr. Tololo, for this opportunity, and also appreciate our guest speaker today for wonderful knowledge that she has been able to pass on to us. I've also been able to really learn a lot, a lot of areas in which we are not really looking into, but as a public health expert, which she has really exposed to us. So thank you very much for all of this, ma. The Lord will continue to strengthen you. Okay, straight to my question is that we have seen a lot of cases of genotype incompatibility that most times wasn't due to the fault of maybe the people, the patient, the clients, as in those people. Do you have any recommendation as to where they can do it? Some people feel, okay, it changes, We have seen a lot of people saying that I did it before when I was in school. I had now I was ill. I was taken to one private hospital and they gave me AS. I don't even know which one to do. What are the steps to take to avoid all of this, to have a concrete and a certain results, and that you can be confident about and can boast of and know that, yes, this is what I am and this is what I stand to be and is not changing. Thank you very much, ma.
Thank you very much, ma, for that question. So let me just answer the question. Like I said, that during my service year, I did my genotype 3 times to be sure. Apart from doing it at the State General Hospital, I also went to 2 different laboratories and I discovered that they are the same thing. Now, from your question, yes, I've seen it before from an experience. In fact, they were both medical doctors. They did the test in that federal teaching hospital. I won't mention the name of the hospital. And they gave them their result as AA. The husband AA, the wife AS. When they gave birth to their first child, the child was SS. Now chaos. Now, they started fighting and the marriage almost broke, but thank God. Now, in such a case, I will advise that if anyone is doing a blood test to check their genotype, they should not limit it to one place. In fact, you can do it in as many places as possible, like 5 places, 5 different places, to check if the results are correct or not, because nobody is above mistake. There can be mistakes. So that is my candid advice concerning it. Are you clear, ma?
Okay, well, I'm a little bit clear, but I just want to add a voice to that too, because it's my area of expertise. It's
Yep.
not even about nobody's above mistake. There are errors, human errors could occur, then reagents and all of this. So it's not even about not being
Mhm.
professional. You know, we are in a country where maybe the reagent you stored it at a particular temperature, along the line something happened, you know, a lot of things. So that we don't so that we can avoid stories that touch the heart. Please make sure you do it in at least 5 different places: federal hospitals, federal hospital laboratories,
Yes.
private laboratories, those that are standardized. You know, you get to their office, you see it that yes, they are ISO, they are established, they have international standardization. So all of these are what we should all ensure. So at the end of the day, at least you will have like 3, or in fact, all of them should be the same. So when there is an issue, you'll be able to exclude one and be sure of it, because it doesn't change. Nobody says it changes. No, 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 it doesn't. Thank you very much, Ma. God bless you. Thank you for coming.
All right. Thank you so much, ma. All right.
Amen.
Bishop. Hello, Bishop.
Yeah, good evening.
Good
Good
evening,
evening,
sir. Over to
everyone. I want to appreciate our resource person. Thank you very much, ma, for impacting us today. So my question is, you shared a testimony during your lectures about this couple that have been praying for 10 years and did not have baby for 10 years because the husband farm was lifeless. My question is, did they, because you didn't complete the testimony anyway, I wanted to know if this couple eventually had children. Then if yes, I want to know if it was their prayers that worked or they took some steps. If they took some steps, what were the steps they took that eventually helped them have a child? Thank you very much.
Oh, okay. Okay, sir. Well, I'm just happy tonight because I have hematologists in the house. They are there, so they really understood it. Actually, what happened before their marriage, they didn't do fertility tests. So I was only encouraging people to do fertility tests. Then, yes, azoospermia can be treated. Just that it's a course. The treatment is a course. Is a course. COURSE. Like it's a step-by-step thing. It's not something they can start today and within 3 months is going to heal. Yes, they were seen by fertility specialists, a doctor that is a specialist in that area who took care of the man. But till because they just discovered like 3 years ago, till now, the couples are still waiting. The couples are still waiting till now. But I believe that very soon. But yes, every time he goes there, they always give them appointments to come to the clinic. The sperm cells has already improved. At least no more azoospermia. Now he's moving gradually from azoospermia to oligospermia, and the sperm cells has improved. But yet they are still waiting. But we've seen some cases before that the man had azoospermia, the man was treated, and the wife later gave birth to a child. So it's very, very possible. Thank you. Are you clear, sir?
Thank you very much, ma. I'm clear. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma. All right. We have 2 questions here, one in the chat box and one anonymous. All right. I'll start with the one from the anonymous Q&A. Say, thank you so much for this eye-opening session, ma. My question is, in a situation where someone is AM, okay, and the other is AS, is this advisable to, I think you can get that, my boy. I don't know if AM should mean AC or AS. All right, man. Over to you, man. Hello?
Yes, I'm with you. Can you please repeat your question, please?
All right. Thank you so much. Okay. My question is, in a situation where someone is AM
Hello,
and the
I'm
other
with
is
you.
AM. is it advisable to continue? I believe. Do you get
Can you please repeat that? Can you please repeat
in
your
a
question? I only heard the last part of it.
okay, in a situation where someone is AM and the other is AS, is it advisable?
Which one is AM again? Mr.
I
Kimbili, are you
think
there?
probably the person will mean AC or AS. I don't know.
Okay, I did not mention AM. I said AC. So
Okay.
if one partner is AC and the other is AF, so I said it
Hmm.
earlier that they are not compatible because they will give birth to a child that has SC, and SC is just like a younger brother or a younger one to SS.
Okay. All right. The second one,
They are almost the
can
same, only the second sibling. I'm listening.
all right. Can having SS be avoided with IVF?
Can having SS be avoided with? Yes, it can be avoided because
Wow.
the sperm cell of the man that will be used during in vitro fertilization, it's the person must not be AS. If the wife is AS, if the woman is AS rather, the man must not be AS. The sperm cell that will be used must not be the one from a carrier. Let me put it that way. Must not be the one from a carrier, either AS or AC. So it must be from the sperm cell of a man that his genotype is AA, if any of the partners is a carrier. Do you understand?
Wow.
Yes, it
Thank you
can be
so
prevented.
much.
But if they use the sperm cell of a man that is AS and the egg of a woman that is AS too, it's possible they have sickle cell. Or, Mr. Kimbile, is there a way you can do it for a woman that, if they want to do IVF? Please, is Mr. Kimbile there?
I'm here, ma.
Okay, ma. Is there a way that we can do it that if both partners are carriers, is there a way they can do it to prevent, if they want to do IVF, to prevent the baby from being a sickle cell?
Yes, there is a way. If they are carriers,
Okay.
they can selectively choose, but it's a high level of genetic testing and all of that. So it's it's a high level, but they can selectively, choose the egg, choose the gene, and all of that.
Wow. Interesting.
Thank you, ma.
Thank you so
Because that's
much. Thank
not
you.
my own area. My own area is going to get pregnant and bring the pregnant and let us deliver the baby.
You have tried. You have passed.
That's my own
Thank you
area.
so
Thank you very
much,
much.
ma'am. Thank you so much. I really want to thank our speaker for this evening. She has really done a wonderful job at educating us. That God bless you. Thank you so much. But I believe that you will get us contact so that we can reach out to you next time. All right, Ma. We love you. We thank you. At this junction, we would allow you to go. Thank you so much, Ma. God bless you. All right, moving to our next agenda, we have our VVIP. Glory. So if you're a first timer, you can raise your hand while I call on Mr. Emmanuel Damilari from the UK region to take this session.
Wow. Thank you very much, my wonderful brother, Mr. Jeremiah, admin of the month. You're doing a great job. Good evening, everyone. I especially want to use this moment to thank our highly esteemed convener, President of Ambassador T, Mr. Tolulu. Thank you, sir, for this great opportunity. Thank the CAC and the esteemed leaders in the house. Yes, it's time to welcome our VVIP, just as Mr. Jeremiah rightly said earlier, and I will be doing just that. Please, if you're a first timer in the house, we would like to recognize you and know you and have you introduce yourself to us. You could do that by raising up your digital hand in a form of identification so that we can recognize your presence. Thank you very much. Okay, how to raise your dictator hand? You click on reaction and you will see the button raise hand. It's so user friendly. You can do just that. And if there's any first time as well, you can notify in the chat box if need be. Okie dokie. Okay. While we are at that, is there any first time, or if you invite someone and maybe they've gone, please you could you could let us know as well so we can you know put that in record.
All right, T. Thank you so much, my brother. I like the way he calls me Ambassador T. God bless you, real good. I understand it's the UK region, United Kingdom region. I'm handling tonight's meeting. My name is Cholulu, and I'm super happy to be here. I noticed most people, not most people, I beg your pardon, a few people, once they hear let's welcome the first timers, they start to exit. It's not a good thing, right? Because like my brother already said, we're ambassadors, right? You could say you're an ambassador of Christ, you're an ambassador of the TPG, you're an ambassador of your family. Whatever surname you carry right now, you're an ambassador of that family. You're an ambassador of the region you represent. You're an ambassador of the friend that invited you here. So however you want to look at it, there's always something with which we can trace your origin or your source, right? So there are certain behaviors that will not necessarily speak about you, but about the people around you, or the people you're connected to. So it's a good thing to stay and welcome people who may be new. It's a really good thing. Just the way we also stayed back to welcome you. If I were a new member and I saw that, you don't know if I have low self-esteem, right? You don't know if I'm battling with inferiority complex. You don't know if the devil has been trying to attack my mind and think I'm not good enough. So I walk into a place, and as soon as the gentleman or the lady handling the microphone says, let's welcome the first timer. Let's even say I'm the only one who came in that day for the first time. And I noticed everybody leaving the church or leaving the gathering, or in this case, leaving the virtual meeting. You have contributed, you have partnered with the devil, knowingly or unknowingly, to send a message to me that I'm not worthy to be well attended to. If I left that meeting and I went to commit suicide, are you aware that my blood will be on your neck? It will be on your neck, especially if you understand that God is the God of due process. He will check every detail of how I left the earth and every contributing factor, negative or positive. So things like even good morning, everyone. For example, your work, maybe your work communication channel. Good morning, everyone. Or maybe there's an attention for managers and you are a manager. If you see it, my brother and my sister respond to it. It is the culture of the power group members. Because God does not like people who ignore others, especially when they mean well, right? So it's our culture. And this has nothing to do with whether or not you're a first timer. It's just something that we should all emulate. You see the way we greet ourselves, highly esteemed, sir, ma, with so much respect, not necessarily because the person is older or younger. It has nothing to do with age. It is because we understand that if God can find you respectable enough to indwell, then you are someone of value. You're someone of importance. You're someone of honor. There are people I can't get angry at or I get angry with because of the honor that they carry. I may express my displeasure or dissatisfaction, but I'm also careful in my heart to know where to, there are boundaries I cannot cross. The Bible says, do not remove ancient landmarks and don't forsake your father's friend. Father's friend, tradition. Ancient landmarks, still part of tradition. So that's the tradition of the power group people. Thank you so much. So I'd like to crave your indulgence. we're supposed to round up the meeting. It's usually an hour, 45 minutes, sometimes an hour, 30 minutes. Do you have any design for Miss Kenny? If you're a first timer, you can just put in the chat box that you are. Even if you're a second timer, you can put in the chat box that you are, so we can take it from that. We can lift it from the chat. Maybe you were a second timer or you third, but the time you came, we did not recognize you. If you're here and you have never been recognized, it's important that you let us recognize you. Do us the honor of giving us that privilege, all right? But right now, we'd like to quickly do two things. The first, I'd like you to, can we have up the stage? Have up on the screen. I know there were several designs for our Secretary General. So in our structure, we have several secretaries, like I'm sure more than 30 of them, different types of secretaries. You have the welfare secretaries, you have the financial secretaries, you have the general secretaries, different beautiful structures, really. And this lady here, this very beautiful lady, whom I've been privileged to know for more than 10 years, is the Secretary General, right? And her name, she's a registered nurse. Her name is Kenny Omidi Ora, and today's her birthday. So my time, I live in Nigeria, is 10:25. Like I said, I need about 10 minutes of your time, 10 to 15 minutes. Even though the meeting should round up 10:30, 10:45, but we want to honor her, right? She's not here with us physically, but if she checks and we're 51, by the time we're done, and she sees 51 or more, she will feel really honored. So you've been here for over an hour, right? That was for you. Everything you learned was for you. That was selfish. Now is the time to give to someone. This is not the time to exit, all right? But if you have to go, maybe because of work, is fine. This is not to force you. It's just to encourage you, especially if you know the importance of your staying back. But of course, I know even if I didn't announce, there are people here that will not leave till we're done because they understand the culture of honor. There's so much to say about Miss Kenny. There's so much to say. But I want to give 5 people, except the CEC. This case, for now, except the CEC. Any 5 persons who would like to say something about Miss Kenny, I'd like you to quickly raise your digital hand. Like I said, we would be here or I would be here with the microphone for the next 15 minutes. Now 14 minutes. Okay, so you'll be very fast. I want you to say some things about everybody whose hand is up. I'll give you just a minute. Maybe you've been waiting for the opportunity, like, you have worked with her personally in this. By the way, she's also the head of the media team. So all of the birthdays we've celebrated in the last 6 years, all your beautiful birthday designs, birthday messages, this is the lady that coordinates the amazing people who have made that possible over the years, consistently, defying time zones and time constraints, and for the administration of this global family, this is also the lady. I tell her that your husband has to understand that you have a special assignment, because I call her anytime. We talk every day, and it's because of the work that she does every day. And no matter what you tell Miss Kenny to do, she's one person that we can tell to do something and we can go to sleep. Even when she was writing her final year exams, by the way, she came out of school in flying colors. She had a 100% result, 5.0, right? First class, everything. Super brilliant, super humble, super intelligent, super amazing, super caring, super sweet. Miss Kenny will ask you the right questions. How are you, sir? No, how are you really, really, sir? Have you eaten? She's someone, and when she prays, that's another thing that gets to me. You see her pray with her emotions. Sometimes Miss Kenny will oversee, we've done several 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. meetings, prayer meetings. And you see Miss Kenny, of course, that's how almost all of us in the CC, that's how we all are. But now I'm talking about Miss Kenny's her birthday, so let me be particular. You see her stay on the prayer chain for several hours. No, it's duty, but more importantly, it's sacrifice. And it comes from a heart that beats with humanity. I'll say, Kenny, I don't want to see you in any meeting. You have exams. You say, yes, sir. She will still join in. I'll be sending that message. She will not reply me. She says, I can do all. And truly, she did all. And she succeeded. How could you go to North Cyprus? How? And raise members, over 20 members. How? You really must be an influence. Because it's different. It's different abroad. North Cyprus is abroad to me. Some of you live there. But it's abroad for me that lives in Nigeria. You know, it's not easy. Because the system there is different from Nigeria. We don't work per hour, mostly. You know, your salary for those who work is by the end of the month. But they pick shifts there, right? Most of the people in the Western world and what have you, they pick shifts. So it's a bit different. Some of you are even at work right now, as I'm speaking right now. You're at work. You know, many of us in Nigeria were probably at home. Nobody really does. Not too many of us would you find doing night jobs. But abroad is they work morning, they work night. If it's possible to work 24 hours, because it's crazy. You know, so to have someone like Miss Kenny do so much all at the same time, you know. So I'm saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, perfect. So I'll start with because he was the host and did an amazing job. So like I said, 1 minute each, you're gonna speak very fast. So in 4 minutes, once you're done, Mr. Jeremiah, you just call somebody from those whose hands are raised. And the person to call someone. But if you don't do it, then I have to come again. But I don't want to come back until the next 4 minutes or less. So over to you, Mr. Jeremiah, very quickly. It's being recorded. 1 minute. Go ahead, please.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, sir. Good evening, sir. I want to really say happy birthday to our wonderful and amazing General Secretary. Thank you so much, Ma. She's very lovely. She's kind. She's very, very diligent, and she has this plethora of wisdom that he can't be. It's not measurable, right? Sincerely, I really look up to learn from her a lot of time when she's trying to put me. Nosken is someone that you can learn a lot of things from, because when you give when you speak about an idea, she already have it, and that's very, very beautiful. I pray that this season and time, the Lord Almighty will bless you tremendously, and every of your heart's desire, the Lord Almighty will grant you. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you for all you do. God bless you real good. Thank you so much, Ma. All right, I would like to hand over to Naomi Momo. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you, sir. Miss Naomi Momo, are you there?
Yes, I am, sir. Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma. Happy birthday, Nurse Kenny. Happy birthday. I'm so delighted to celebrate you this night. Happy birthday. I want to say a few things that I know about Nurse Kenny. And I think the other day, Kotena was saying that I would like to have someone like a child like Noskeni, Miss Noskeni. And I was like, it's very rare for someone to say such a thing like that. And I was wondering why Kotena was saying that he wants to have someone like Noskeni. So, I've been opportunity to know Miss Kenny for a few days in my life, like a few months, a few weeks, and a few days. And it's someone like he has this pure mind. He has a pure mind with people. And I'm just asking myself, can did people like this still exist in this world? Kenny is someone that when she wants to talk to me, I've told her several times, Ma, please, can you address me as Naomi instead of using mama, because all this mama is not moving me. I just want you to just like, because as if you're addressing me like my dad, if you're taking me on a higher realm, and while me, I've not gotten up of the thing. So it's just like I would try. I would not like her. No. So one day I was just talking to one of my friends. I said before Kobina would say that he wants to have someone like Nurse Connie. Me too. We really like to have someone like her because she does things as she doesn't depend on anybody if she wants to do something. And my one is that I have a lot of friends in abroad, in any country, but it's very hard for you to communicate to them because they are giving excuses of like, I'm busy. But I've never seen us Queenie one day miss a meeting. Despite the fact that she's not in Nigeria, she's in North Cyprus, and I was like, is it that she doesn't have something to do, that she's always online? I just begin to like it now occurred to me that no wonder she's very consistent in everything that she does. I want to say, Kenny, please, let me just I don't even know what to say. Let me just be your oh God. You are such a wonderful person. You are such I love you. I know I've never seen you one-on-one. Like I told you one day, I think one day I will see you one-on-one because I talked about you every day. You are so kind. You are so your heart for the things of God are really pure. I just want to wish you the very best thing in life. Like I called you this morning, that whatsoever your heart desire, the way you are so committed in power group. May the Lord grant all your heart desire this year in the name of Jesus Christ. I love you so much, ma. Happy birthday once again. Thank you, ma.
Amen. That's the shortest 2 minutes, but shortest 1 minute ever. But it was useful. Why are you calling on?
I will call on Choosing Crown, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome. Please, 1 minute now. Thank you so much. Let me help those who are still here. Just in case you really have to go, maybe put this in the chat. Or maybe why you have to go, that you have to go. Maybe your work calls or maybe your battery is going off. Is to help those who are still here. Those who left without doing that, for those who know, they know it is not a wise thing to do. It is not a wise thing to do. But let's continue. I look forward to being a parent. I really look forward to being a parent. And I'm happy at the parents we have here. Of course, I know many of your children. I'm really happy at the way you are parenting. Thank you so much for letting us know that positive parenting is still very possible. And that you also personally exemplify. You're not just teaching your children, you are showing them with your very lives. Thank you so much. All right. Next person, please.
Good evening, sir. Papati. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. I don't know who my beloved sister called. My mommy goes, but I just have to go. Yeah. Miss Kenny. Winnie lójú orogún. Èjì wọ̀rọ̀ lójú ìyá ẹ̀. Ọkàn bá wí, èjì ló wọlé tọ̀ mí wá. I don't really know this line, but I really, really want to. I wouldn't want to say this eulogy right now, but Ayobami, the time is not.
You're sounding far away. Your microphone. If you're on hands-free, you can disconnect it. We want to hear.
Okay, I am not using any kind of
now
other devices than my phone, so I don't know what's
now it's
wrong.
loud and the keyword is loud and clear now. Please continue.
Ọkàn bá bí èjì ló wọlé tọ̀ mí wá. Èjì rẹ̀ tó wọlé alákìísà tó ṣalákìísà tó nígbà aṣọ. Really, I'm going to.
Can you say that in English for the benefit of those who don't understand? Yoruba because we're recording.
Problem.
Just some parts. So Miss Kenny, by the
Sir.
way, is a twin. She has a twin brother. So
Okay.
that's like an eulogy for twins in the Yoruba nation. Yoruba nation is a nation in the southwestern Nigeria, and I think several other countries really around the world. You have Yoruba in other countries. So what she just said now is an eulogy for the twins. They believe the twins are deities and they are special. Now I wish I had a twin, but I think what she's saying particularly is that twins have a way of bringing wealth, to the family and to their friends and to the community. And how that they could enter a house filled with rags and then turn into a house filled with riches. Any other thing she said is speaking in tongues, trust me. So continue.
Oh my God, Papa T. Okay, yes. Why wouldn't I speak in tongue when the person we are celebrating really is the one who God has really gifted to have this kind of amazing tongues of fire? Like, there is no way we have prayers. I don't know, even if I am down and Miss Kenny is connected to the prayer. Now I can just wait because I know whenever she's praying, she pours her heart into it. I am proudly saying publicly that, oh, if you'd see me pray and all my heart is in that prayer, I am saying it now that I got it from especially Miss Kenny. I got it. Like you literally, I literally see her picture, like I'm holding her hands, like we are in the same room and then we're praying. I don't know, Miss Kenny, you have a whole lot of wows, like WOW, in uniqueness, in diligence, in commitment, in consistency, in caring. Your aura is super amazing. Now we had a meeting yesterday and I was like, no, the way she carried everything, everybody. No. So I'm capitalizing on that last part of the eulogy that says Ejire, if a twin enters into your home, they turn a lot of rags to befitting ways. I think she's practically demonstrating it. Like eulogy really. Please, I will need an interpret. I'm sorry. Like this eulogy is practically working for her. I don't know. There is no way you are in the power group and then you are not affected positively with the person of Miss Kenny. We love you, ma. I love you. I honor you. Kisses and hugs from Alpha. Thank you so much for all you do. The consistency, the commitment, the everything. Thank you so much. Thank you, Papa T, for the honor. Happy birthday.
Right. I think the next person should be Miss Ngwemen. Over to you, man.
Okay. Happy birthday, Nos Kenny. I just want to celebrate you. And something about you that has really inspired me is your consistency. Yes, it has been talked about, but your consistency. Just today I was musing over the whole idea of being consistent. The fact that it's a very godlike trait. I mean, we don't have to think about if the sun will rise and all that. And so when we meet people who have distinguished themselves by being able to be reliable, consistent, dependable, we just see God through them. And that is what I see in the way you lead, in the way you handle everything you handle. And I say it not just on your birthday, but especially today again, that I find this quite inspiring. God bless you and continue to make your impact great and continue to make your impact, reach to the ends of the earth. Happy birthday once again.
Amen. Thank you so much. All right, we're going to pray for Miss Kenny. But before we pray, I like to do the second thing. Let me stop. Could we please stop recording? See if you're in this recording, this is as much as we can take you. Bye-bye. If you're on YouTube, we'd like to say good night. Thank you. See you next week by God's grace. By the way, what's the topic for next week?